Got another one for you. What's up, y'all? So today, another modification to the Jeep. And this isn't really going to do anything other than just, well, I take that back, because it will. So awesome look, first of all. But this is a new steering wheel. Flat bottom, carbon fiber up top and bottom, perforated leather. So this is a little bit smaller than the stock wheel, gives you a little bit more control. It's actually very ergonomic, not aerogonomic. But it's ergonomic because it's got little spots for your thumbs. Just a great feeling under the grip. But this right here is probably one of the easier things we'll do. More tedious, but should be a little bit easier. Surprisingly, steering wheel is only held on by 3 bolts. Yep, 3. So we will go ahead and start working on this and get it swapped out. Let's go. All right, first step. Because we are taking off the airbag, we got to make sure there's no power to this thing, because that's not going to work out well. So we've disconnected the negative cable, and we're going to go ahead and start getting the steering wheel off. God, it's bright out here. So first thing we've got, now on the back side of the steering wheel, you've got 2 of these little pop tabs. There's a very small opening right there. Try to see that for you. Barely. So you pop these off, and then there's 2 10mm bolts behind that. So let's go ahead and do it. All right. And then 2 10mm bolts right in here. All right, now that we have gotten the 2 bolts out, this right here, obviously airbag, be very, 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 very careful. There should not be any charge left in the vehicle, but you just never know. So as you take this out, again, very carefully, you're going to see quite a few little connections. So what you want to do is you're going to have to take out 1, 2, 3, and then that orange one, 4 connections for this to then be able to completely be removed out, and we can work on the last bolt. So let's go ahead and get that done. So for this, you are going to want to use some sort of little pin pulling tab, pop pin pulling tab. So you'll want to slide your pop in under there, and actually we're going to go ahead and take this cord wrap off first, because it's severely limiting how much room I've got to work with. Again, guys, keep a very, as I say that, keep a very steady hand when working with this. It is your airbag. Oh, that's sketchy. All right, so we got 1 pin out. Get this pin out. And you can see once the pin is out far enough, the whole thing just kind of pops out. I'm just using a small flathead for this. Nothing too fancy. All right, that's out. Now this last one's a bit of a pain, because you actually have to slide this in there, and nope. Trying to hold this airbag at the same time. Perfect. Now, this airbag, I am going to carefully sit on the seat next to me. All right, we've got the wires out or disconnected, and we have, looks like one more connected wire that connects to the vehicle, and then of course the bolt. So let's go to get that done. All right, so you can see now we've got this wire here to disconnect and one bolt holding it on. Since we do not have the heated steering wheel, there's no connection here, but otherwise there would be. For the heated steering wheel, I believe the cruise control, adaptive cruise control, that's the word. But yeah, we don't have that, so we've only got this one plug, so that's relatively easy plug. Yep, that's done. All right, let's hope that I have the right size for that. Ho-ho. 15/16. Let's do it. All right, first thing we've got to do is transfer all of the stuff we need from this wheel to the other wheel. So if you remember, we had some of those pop pins or pop tabs on the back of the steering wheel. Well, yeah, we've got more on the back. So we need to get these off to expose the Torx bits. So let's grab Torx. I feel like it'll be, that's probably too small. Yep. All right, it is a T20 Torx, and I need my all right, guys, sorry about that. You fell off of what I had you hooked to. So we are now going to take off the Torx bits here. I was in the middle of looking for the attachment for the drill. Again, these are T20s. You got one on each side. And you probably really don't need a drill, but I'm more inclined to feel like I do need it. So, all right, and then these are loose now. We don't want to take them completely out yet because they are connected on the other side. I'm just going to leave that sit there. But we do have to take the trim piece off to get the buttons up front out. So there are 4 T20s on the back. Now you can buy some steering wheels that already have all of this stuff built in and ready to go. Obviously more expensive, but at the same time, I'm perfectly fine with connecting them over. I'd rather have the OEM connections anyway. All right, those 4 are out. Leave those to the side. So we're going to flip this back over and take off this trim piece as soon as we figure out what it is connected to. Oh. Really, really small T bits. Probably, yep, not that one. All right, so I will be completely honest. I have never ever used this kit right here before. But I may be using it now. As soon as I find the right size. Alright, it is a 5. T5. And we're just going to leave those over to the side. All right. Now it's out. So the fun part to this is making sure that you line all the wiring up correctly and as it is in here, which is why I'm going to take a photo. All right. So that part is out. However, there are more Torx bits back here. Now, with that said, the connections on the back need to come out so that we can get the wires up to flip this piece then to where we can use it. There's such little room in here. All right, so we're going to take this and push down on that little tab to try to unlock the connection. Evidently needs a little bit of force. So we'll do the other side now. Again, just a little bit of force. I was trying to be a little bit nicer than I should have. But anytime I'm working with little bitty frail wires, I don't like to push too hard. All right, so those are out. Now the wires will be fed up through here where it's got a little connected hook. Oh, good, this pops off. Let's just do that. Oh, we do have a wire that's connected there. All right. Wheel is disassembled. Now, ow, that whole thing comes. All right. So from what I've seen, this piece, yep, goes back on. And then this will go back over. And everything just kind of pops back in to where the previous version was. Nearly perfect to line up correctly. Okay. Now the downside to all that is these two little bitty wires in the back have to be run to back here. And they have to be connected to this. So you can see we've got the wires run back over into the rear button channel. Same thing on this side. So we will realign all of this. It's going to take some finagling, that is for sure. All right. So this now will go back onto the back. And remember, this wire over here on this side will hook into this little hook there. All right, all that for nothing, because it does not look like that is actually going to be able to slide back through the way it's supposed to be. So we are not even going to worry about it. All right, back in the Jeep. Everything is wired up. Everything is bolted on and ready to go back in. So it'll be the exact same thing we just did, but reversed. So feed these back through. You want to feed them through the same hole they originally came out of to keep everything lined up the way it's supposed to be. Now the other part of this is, obviously you got to remember where you had took your wheel off from, which that's probably about right. All right, so we need our 15/16 bolt. That will go back on first. Let's get it started. All right, where is, oh, up here. All right. All right, that's back on. So we are now going to go ahead and plug everything back in. for this. Need the airbag back. Oh man, that scared me. Sorry, the drill just fell and I'm holding an airbag and that was not fun. All right, so we're gonna put this wire plug back in. I probably really should have done this one first, but here we are. All right, and then each one of these, when they go in, they're going to have a very satisfying click. There's no room for this one. But that was a stock issue, not a new version issue. These things never give you a whole lot of room to do anything with. All right. So as you're putting these back in, you're going to see very quickly if the wires are in the way of being able to actually put it back on. Because if they're not, you should be able to push it all the way up snug and see your hole on each side. So let's go ahead and get these just kind of threaded in. We'll do both sides. All right, that started. That time, I caught it. All right. And last but not least, I'm going to put these little tabs back on. And they just simply pop back on to cover those 10 millimeters. All right, it's on. Feels great. Looks great. Real carbon fiber. And this took me, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Love it. All right, guys, check out the link in the description below. Let me know what you think of it, and let me know how hard you think the install is. Till the next one, I'll see you.